Hi everybody, hope all of you are well. And in my last class, I started the analytical chemistry. Today also we will continue this chapter. First, today we will discuss the action of sodium hydroxide on certain metals. Action of sodium hydroxide on certain metals. First, we will discuss that reaction of zinc and concentrated sodium hydroxide. So, zinc will react with concentrated sodium hydroxide. In presence of heat, it will form sodium zincate, one complex salt, plus there will be formation of hydrogen gas. Now, if we take potassium hydroxide concentrated solution, then what will happen? Zinc will react with potassium hydroxide concentrated solution. If we apply heat, that will form K2ZnO2, potassium zincate, plus there will be formation of hydrogen gas. Next, we will take another metal, that is aluminium. In case of aluminium, it will also react with sodium hydroxide, twice Al reacting with twice NaOH. Here one thing is required, that is water, twice H2O. It will form sodium aluminate, twice NaAlO2, plus there will be formation of thrice hydrogen gas. So, this is the reaction of aluminium with sodium hydroxide solution, okay, concentrated sodium hydroxide solution. Next, if we take potassium hydroxide solution, then there will be same reaction, that twice KOH plus twice H2O, apply heat, then there will be twice potassium aluminate KAlO2, plus there will be formation of thrice hydrogen gas. Okay, hope you can understand this type of reaction. And next we will show you the reaction with lead. So lead will react with that sodium, concentrated sodium hydroxide solution, and if we apply it, then there will be formation of sodium bombite, Na2PbO2, PbO2, plus there will be formation of hydrogen gas. In the same way, lead will react with concentrated potassium hydroxide, Pb plus twice KOH, concentrate, we apply heat, that will form K2 potassium bombite, plus there will be formation of hydrogen gas. So in this way, you have seen one thing, that this zinc, aluminium, lead, they are reacting with that alkali, sodium and potassium hydroxide, forming the complex salt as well as hydrogen gas. Next, we will write the action of sodium hydroxide of these metal oxides. So, action of sodium hydroxide on certain metal oxides. Because these metals are in your syllabus. So, if we take zinc oxide, that will react with sodium hydroxide solution, and there will be formation of sodium zincate, Na2ZnO2 plus H2. Next, if we take that aluminium oxide, Al2O3, and if we add that sodium hydroxide solution, then it will form the corresponding sodium aluminate, NaAlO2, plus twice H2. NaAlO2 plus only H2. Okay. H2. balance is okay or not, we have to check. Here 3 plus 2, that is 5. Here 4. Now this is okay. Now if we take lead oxide PbO, that will also react with sodium hydroxide solution and will form that sodium bombite Na2PbO2 plus there will be formation of H2. If we do the same reaction in place of sodium hydroxide, if we take potassium hydroxide, there will be same type of reaction. If we take zinc oxide and if we add potassium hydroxide, then there will be formation of K2ZnO2 plus H2. If we take Al2O3 and if we add potassium hydroxide, then there will be formation of twice KaLO2 plus H2. If we take lead oxide and we add potassium hydroxide solution, then there will be formation of K2PbO2 plus H2. So what here we are observing, if we take the oxide of this metal, that will react with the sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide alkali, forming the salt, and as oxide is there, it will form water, not hydrogen gas. Okay. Now you will observe one thing, that if we take this metal or their metal oxide, okay, that zinc, lead and aluminium, that will also react with acid. That is why they will behave as amphoteric substance. Next we will show you that action of acids on metals. Action of acids on metals. First we are taking that zinc. Zinc will react with dilute H2SO4 and it will form zinc sulfate plus hydrogen gas. So zinc is reacting with both alkali, forming that corresponding salt and hydrogen gas. Here also zinc is reacting with acid, forming salt and hydrogen gas. So zinc is called amphoteric in nature, okay, or amphoteric metal. If we take aluminium twice Al and if we add the same thing, that sulfuric acid twice H2SO4, then dilute, then it will react with this sulfuric acid, forming aluminium sulfate Al2SO4 whole thrice, and there will be formation of hydrogen gas. Okay, last there will be formation of hydrogen gas. Now here we have to check how many hydrogen gas will form this thrice H2. Next we will take lead. If we take lead will react with the concentrate HCl. If we take concentrate HCl, then it will form lead chloride plus there will be formation of hydrogen gas. Now in this case you have to understand one thing, that this lead, okay, lead chloride is soluble in hot water but is insoluble in cold water. In cold water it will precipitate. Okay. So here one thing is very important, that which are amphoteric substances. Amphoteric substances are those substances which react with both acid as well as base, okay, and forming salt, and here it is for forming hydrogen gas. Suppose zinc, aluminium, lead, all three compounds, they are reacting with base as well as they are reacting with acid, forming the corresponding salt and hydrogen gas. So that is why they are called amphoteric metals. Okay. Next we will discuss the action of acids on metal oxides. Metal oxides. So here also we will take the zinc, aluminium and lead oxides. So first zinc oxide will react with sulfuric acid dilute, that will form zinc sulfate plus H2. Okay, if we take aluminium oxide, that will also react with that sulfuric acid and forming Al2SO4 whole thrice aluminium sulfate plus formation of thrice H2. Next, if we take lead oxide will react with corresponding nitric acid twice HNO3 and forming lead nitrate, plus there will be formation of water. So in this way what we are observing, that zinc oxide, aluminum oxide, lead oxide, they are reacting both with acid as well as base. Okay, so these zinc oxide, aluminum oxide and lead oxide are called amphoteric oxides. Amphoteric oxide. So you can understand. Next we will discuss the action of acids and alkali on metal hydroxides. First we will discuss the action of acids on metal hydroxides. Action of acids on metal hydroxides. First we are taking that zinc hydroxide. If we take zinc hydroxide, that zinc hydroxide will react with the dilute sulfuric acid and forming the corresponding that salt, that zinc sulfate, plus there will be formation of twice H2. If we take aluminium hydroxide, that will also react with the dilute sulfuric acid and forming aluminium sulfate plus thrice H2. Next we will discuss about the action of alkali on metal hydroxides. Action of alkalis on metal hydroxides. If we take zinc hydroxide and if we add sodium hydroxide solution and apply heat, then there will be formation of sodium zincate and water, Na2ZnO2 plus H2. So here number of hydrogen will be here 2 plus 2, oxygen 2 plus 2 4. So here twice H2. Next, if we take aluminum hydroxide, that will also react with sodium hydroxide excess and if we apply heat, then there will be formation of sodium aluminate plus there will be formation of water. Now in case of lead also, lead hydroxide also react with the corresponding sulfate forming lead sulfate and water, and in case of alkali it will form sodium. So if we take PbOH whole twice plus if we add sodium hydroxide, that will form that sodium plumbite Na2PbO2 plus there will be formation of water. So from this reaction we can tell one thing, that lead, aluminium and zinc, okay, they are these metals, okay, as well as their oxide and hydroxide, they are amphoteric in nature. Suppose if anybody asks you one question that why zinc oxide, aluminum oxide and lead oxide are amphoteric in nature, then you have to tell first why they are amphoteric in nature. Because they are reacting both with acid and alkali. When they will react with acid, they will form salt and or water, and when they are reacting with base also, they are forming salt and water. So that is why they are called amphoteric in nature, or they are amphoteric oxides. But in each case you have to give the reactions. Okay, so today up to this, and hope you can understand what I am told you. Now one question I am asking that to you, that why lead oxide is amphoteric in nature. Okay, so you can write the answer in the comment box, or you can send me email. Okay, so next day I will discuss the year's questions from this chapter. Okay.